Hello everybody. Today is gonna be a really good day because it's gonna be all about Marvel and all about Iron Man. I'm a Kendall Richardson and this is episode 4 of non-scripted ramblings, and I'm beginning something really exciting that I've been working on kind of behind the scenes for a little while. So Infinity War is creeping up very quickly. So I'm in the midst of a big marathon to kind of my countdown to Infinity War is what I'm calling it. Watching all of the movies in preparation, so just to get hyped. Even though, you can't really beat the hype for this movie because it's really hard to get even more hyped than we already all are. Especially with those trailers they've put out, my word. But yeah, so today we're going to be looking at Iron Man, the first ever movie from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I watched the trailer for this before I watched the movie, and the trailer it's pretty cool. It's a nice little trailer that gets you kind of hyped, gets you interested. Doesn't really tell you too much about the story. I mean, it kind of shows obviously Iron Man's origin in the trailer, because that's something we need to know going in, obviously, because people aren't really familiar with Iron Man. Because one of the incredible and insane things that's just crazy to think of now. But Marvel were trying to get an Iron Man movie made for 17 years. No one would finance it because they didn't think it was viable. They thought, because Iron Man, he's not Spider-Man, he's not like Batman, he's not like Superman, he's not this big character, not very well known, so studios didn't think they'd go for it. But look where we are now. So finally it was able to be made. Paramount Pictures originally held the rights and financed the movie. Tom Cruise was going to play Iron Man before Robert Downey Jr. at one stage, which would have been really interesting and just probably would not have worked as well. Because Robert Downey Jr., let's face it, he's Tony Stark, he's Iron Man, he's perfect casting. It's just wonderful. With each movie, he just gets better and better, and he's more fun. And even in this movie, he's one of the best things. Like, this movie would not have been the success that it is without Robert Downey Jr. as Tony. Like, no chance in hell. It's incredible. So the trailer, fantastic. The movie obviously still holds up. It's been 10 years since Iron Man, and this movie still holds up as probably, one of the top 5 MCU movies that they've ever done, because it's just such a good origin story, and it pretty much sets out everything in the MCU. Like, that is what the MCU is. Like, it's a really good mixture of fun and action and thrills and just like good hero versus villain moments. And that's what the MCU came to be known for, those kind of just really fun movies. Speaking of villains, Obadiah Stane is the villain in this movie, played by, why can I not remember his name? Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges. The dude himself, Jeff Bridges. Really good casting as well for him. He's really, really good. I like, when I first watched this, I had no idea who Obadiah Stane was. I didn't really know too much about Iron Man, apart from, who Iron Man's Tony Stark. That's pretty much it. But Obadiah, obviously, supposedly one of Tony's best friends. Turns out, not so much. He's just a greedy bastard who just wanted control of Stark Industries. Is basically the whole reason we get this movie is because he tries to kill Tony. Not so good. Doesn't work out for him though, does it? Speaking of trying to kill Tony, a really cool little character we meet at the beginning of the film is Yinsen. He's the man who saves Tony Stark's life and helps him, put the arc reactor in his chest to keep him alive, and then assists him obviously in the building of the first Mark I Iron Man suit. He's really interesting because he also hints at some foreshadowing for Iron Man 3, the flashback in Switzerland. Yinsen actually appears in Iron Man 3, which is really cool that it gets name dropped in this movie. And also one of the most, he's just such an incredible character. He's in this movie for like 15 minutes, but he's so great because he goes out in such a heroic way, and it's just, you know, he's been telling Tony about, he's like, oh, my family, you know, I'm going to go see them when we're done here, blah, blah, blah. You think, oh, yeah, everything's fine. He's fine. He'll make it back to his family. And then, you know, he's laying there dying, and then he says, I'm going to go see my family now. And it's just like, oh, God. Oh, it's so sad. I don't even know you, but you're, like, amazing, and it sucks you have to die. But he, you know, he's one of his, I think they were his last words to Tony Stark were, don't waste your life. And Tony took that and just, well, he did, you know, he listened. And now we have a whole entire universe set around these events in this movie. It's just wonderful. I love Gwyneth Paltrow's Pepper Potts, another perfect casting choice. She's excellent. She's great. You know, she complements Tony very, very well. Interesting fact also, Terrence Howard, one and only appearance as Captain James Rhodes, aka War Machine. Not War Machine at this point. There's a hint of that, of course. We see him stare at the War Machine-esque suit that Tony has in his lab, and he's like, next time, baby. And then sadly that next time didn't happen for him, which is unfortunate because I really liked him as Rhodey. I mean, it's weird saying that now because at the time when I found out that they replaced him with Don Cheadle, I was like, why? Terrence Howard's awesome. Like, why would you want to get rid of him? But then, you know, now I can't even picture Terrence Howard as Rhodey, and it's so jarring watching Iron Man back now, seeing not Don Cheadle in this role, because he's Rhodey now. He is War Machine. It's he does a really good job replacing him, obviously, but Terrence Howard, yes, did a very good job in the role. I thought I liked the humor he brought, the camaraderie with Tony he shared was believable. It was good. It was fine. It was fun. He was a good addition to the movie. So, speaking of good additions, the beginning of the connectivity of the MCU. This is, I mean, right from the get-go. They didn't know how successful this was going to turn out, but they were laying the seeds for, you know, just in case. With, of course, the appearance of Clark Gregg as Phil Coulson for the first time, one of my favourite characters ever. And if you're not watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., do it, because you're missing out on some really good television. But yes, Phil Coulson, his first appearance here, trying to get a hold of Tony the whole time, and he's talking to Pepper a lot, and most of his scenes are with Pepper. And then, you know, there's that really great wink at the end when, you know, he's talking to Pepper about Tony, and then she's like trying to remember the name, and then he's just like, just call us S.H.I.E.L.D. And I was just like, yes, it's so cool. It's so nice. Like, just, hearing S.H.I.E.L.D. on screen for the first time is awesome. And then, of course, we get to the end credits, the post-credits scene, which was, I think, it was done as sort of an afterthought. Because, like I said, they didn't know at the time what they were in for, that this was going to become probably the biggest movie universe we've ever seen, like in terms of film and in terms of depth and connectivity. There's never really been anything like this before. But this first post-credits scene really helped to cement that beginning. And it was, of course, Nick Fury randomly appearing from the shadows in Tony's house, being like, oh, what does he say? He says this cool line. He's like, you've become a part of a bigger universe. You just don't know it yet. And then he says, I'm here to talk to you about the Avengers initiative. And then everybody lost their shit. All the collective shit was lost, because that was like the first time the Avengers had really been mentioned on screen. But then like at the same time, people at the time were like, well, it's probably not going to happen. We're probably not going to get an Avengers movie. Like, in what world does that happen? No. And then 4 years later, Avengers came out, and then, you know, the team was made a team. and it was amazing. So I'm just trying to see if there's anything else I need to mention. Oh, it got 2 Oscar nominations, the movie, which I thought was super cool for the first MCU movie. One for sound editing and one for visual effects. Didn't win either. I think they probably both went to The Dark Knight, because that was The Dark Knight's year. The only reason Iron Man didn't make more money, I think, was because of The Dark Knight, because obviously, sadly, that was the year we lost Heath Ledger, and then that performance in that movie and how good that movie just was, you know, unfortunately just kind of took a bit of Iron Man's spotlight away, but, you know, for good reason, of course. And I'm not going to complain. 2 superhero movies being awesome at the same time, like, it's like a perfect world. It's great. But yeah, so it won, it was nominated. It didn't win. Nominated twice. Yes, but I think, oh yeah, and there's a mention of the 10 Rings organization. Well, not really a mention, you see them. Because the group that Obadiah Stane hires to, or is working with, we find out, to kill Tony, because he wants to take over, is part of the 10 Rings, which is the Mandarin's organization. And obviously we get the Mandarin, or do we, in Iron Man 3. So it's such a, yeah, everything's kind of connecting already. Just with one movie, there are already so many little things when you rewatch it that you see are like references to things that are to come and foreshadowing and all of this. So it's really, really cool. They've done a really good job kind of back building on everything and all the groundwork that they laid, like, from the get-go. It's just fantastic. But the movie is just, yeah, I mean, you know, I've said it a lot. It's just really, it holds up. It's incredible. Yeah, I love it. I think that's everything I kind of want to add. Oh yes, of course, Stan Lee, his first cameo in the MCU. He gets mistaken for Hugh Hefner, which is a nice little cheeky little cameo that he had to do at the time, which was fun. Yeah, very cool. Very subtle and just like, yeah, it's Stan. Yeah, look at Stan. Look at him go. It's very, very good. But yeah, I mean, so this is it, guys. This is the beginning. This is the first movie in the MCU. This is the first movie in my countdown to Infinity War series. I'm excited. We're going to talk about the Incredible Hulk next. That's going to be interesting considering it's, you know, the black sheep of the MCU, I guess, for lack of a better term. But, you know, I'm hoping it turns out good, hopefully. It still holds up after 10 years. Because it came out the same year as Iron Man, would you believe? Who knew? But yes. So, yeah, go watch Iron Man, guys. Go check it out, because it's fantastic. Enjoy every second of it. It's a thrill. It really is. And the AC/DC music is so good, and it just suits Tony so well, and yeah, I love it. I hope I haven't left anything out. I don't think I have. I just, you know, keep saying how much I love this movie, because it's great. But yes, we are now 5 weeks away from Avengers Infinity War, so join me here on Non-Scripted Ramblings over the next 5 weeks as we count down the MCU movies until we get to Infinity War. Oh, it's gonna be exciting. Okay, thank you for watching. I've been Kendall Richardson, and you've just experienced Non-Scripted Ramblings. Bye-bye.